Joe, you got to help me out with your last name. I'll edit it out if you want me to.
No, it's good. You don't have to edit it out. Yeah, my name is Joe Apfelbaum.
Apfelbaum. Okay, great. And I'm Sonic Kenreal. This is Sonic Combinator. Joe is killing it online. I see all of your case studies, the use cases, phenomenal stuff. And it's right up my alley with Sonic Combinator. And so before we went live, we were just chatting like, okay, so I have this community. It's about 90 people in the school, and I build these automations, and then I hand them off to people in order to leverage those to then go sell and make money and, ultimately build their business. My passion is I want to help people solve business problems. Sometimes the solution is technical. Sometimes it's just sales. Sometimes it's just like, how do you approach people, right? And so I love doing that. And when you ask me like, hey, can I come talk to your community about some cool tools that I have? I'm like, heck yeah, I want to do that because I just want to provide as much value as possible within this community.
Love that. Thank you so much. And I love that you're adding value. I love that you were in cybersecurity. I love that you're in the witness protection program right now. That is epic.
I love it. Because it's cybersecurity, I like to keep a low profile, but for Sonic Combinator, I want to get the name out there. So I'm caught between these two worlds. Maybe I should just have an AI avatar talk.
First of all, you should definitely have an AI avatar talk. You should also have a character. With Sora 2, you can create a character. And with HeyGen, you could make a representation of you that is not your own facial footprint, but still uses your government ID so that you can legitimately exist on LinkedIn, but you don't have to give away your biometrics. So you could use other biometrics that look similar to you, but is not literally you, so nobody can really copy you. And so you can create a facial footprint that is different than you, but if someone looks at you, they wouldn't know the difference. But if you go to the airport or you use Google Images to try to find that face, it's going to be clearly a different face. But if someone looks at you at a conference and be like, oh, that's him for sure, but it's not really you, so you're kind of protecting yourself. So I do tell people that are afraid of literally putting their facial footprint down is to create an AI version of themselves and then use HeyGen to animate that and create that. And a lot of my courses and trainings are not actually me. They look like me, but they're not me.
Nice.
And it's just and people don't know the difference. They literally don't know the difference. Same thing with my voice with 11 Labs. You can clone your voice and basically have an unlimited version of you talking. So eventually there's going to be a technology that allows me to be able to have a meaningful conversation like we're having right now and be able to in real time. It's called an interactive avatar. It's not where it needs to be. It's very delayed and not nuanced, and you can't go like this.
Yeah.
You can't do that yet randomly, but eventually it will be able to get to that point. We're pretty far off from it getting to a point where it can kind of like stick its tongue out and make funny faces and go down.
Right.
Could you imagine if you had an AI that can do that? Sora can do that today.
Yes.
But you would have to kind of prompt it. And how do you prompt an AI to say, ta-da?
I know. Very difficult. Very difficult. You'd have to give it tune. You'd have to give it reference points, all of these kinds of things. Train it maybe a little bit.
But I'll tell you how to do it. The hack is as follows. And by the way, I teach people every single month in our AI business development circle, I teach them how to use AI. So here's a hack. Gemini 3 Pro can now watch videos and can analyze those videos. So you can take a video of me going like this. And then you can take that video clip, put it into Gemini Pro 3, and say, make me a JSON prompt that is extremely detailed, that breaks apart every single frame of the video, the audio, the person, the context, the lighting, the background, the microphone type, every little detail. And it will create a very detailed JSON prompt that you can then put into Sora 2 or VO31, and it will literally recreate something that is not exactly that, but is scary close.
That's phenomenal. That's the latest release, right? Gemini 3?
3 Pro, yeah, 3 Pro.
3 Pro.
Unbelievable what you can do with it. And I know your mind is already thinking because, what I tell it to do is I drop YouTube videos in there and say, make me an infographic out of this YouTube video, and it does it instantly. Or I take what Sora 2 is? Sora 2 is the new social network. And so I had a whole Sora 2 bootcamp. One of my hacks is to go to Sora 2, download someone else's video because people started hiding their prompts. And then I say, make me a prompt that replicates this video.
And then it just reverse engineers it.
I reverse engineer any video in seconds. Now I can make any 10-second video from any video idea that I have in Sora. And so this is a very powerful, powerful thing. I've already been reverse engineering people's images. but now I can reverse engineer. Like Evie AI, we built a technology, a sales assistant. We have clients in 40 countries around the world, and we enhance your online presence by helping you with a Google Chrome extension and a web app that supports all your sales activities on platforms like LinkedIn. So for example, if you want to optimize your LinkedIn profile, Evie AI will read your profile, optimize your photo. So it'll create a Nano Banana Pro photo of your face that looks perfect. It'll create a banner for you. It'll create a headline. It'll create an about section, an experience section, a featured section. It'll create a business networking one sheet as a PDF. It'll basically build your whole profile for you. And then in addition to that, it'll write up all your content every single day. It'll write up images with that content that look like you and that have graphics that say whatever you want them to say, like you holding a card that says something. It'll also save all your connections into a list and segment them and organize them based on who you know and who you don't know. It'll research them using AI. So even if they don't have anything on LinkedIn, it'll find all their information from the whole entire internet and then segment that, organize that, and bring that to you, telling them everything there is to know about you. So if I knew your first and last name, which I don't because you're hiding behind the brand called Sonic, which is totally fine, and because I know enough, I can probably take your face, put it into PimEyes, and I know how to be able to find out who you are and be able to do a reverse whois lookup and look up previous whois records before they went private. And I know how to do those types of things, but most people don't have private investigator ability, like to be able to use the internet in a very ethical way with all legal 100% white hat permission-based stuff, but just know where to go to do what,
Yeah,
like
certainly.
how do you look at the EXIF information on an image to understand the coordinates, like how to wipe that, you're in cybersecurity, but most people don't understand that you can do some basic nerdy stuff without
Certainly.
hacking or anything else and just have fun. But also you need to know that information so that you can protect your children. I have 5 beautiful children, and I want my kids to know these things so when they share a photo online, they know they're sharing their location.
Exactly.
So and they understand what does it mean to click on something and to give away their IP. And what does it mean to be able to give someone your phone number and then they could do a reverse lookup to see who your provider is. So there's a lot of scary things that people can do. So you got to kind of protect yourself and make sure that you're doing things correctly, step by step. And thinking about artificial intelligence, I do recommend that you create a brand around yourself so that when people look for you, they don't find the real stuff. That's really key for you personally. If you're a cybersecurity guy and you want to protect yourself, you need to send me on a chase. And it's so easy to do that with AI. You need to send me on a chase where now you're a pro wrestler, so you know which asset they got when they call you a pro wrestler. And you're like, I get it. That's what they used that video.
That. That's very
That's
clever.
what they did. And now
Little
you're a
Easter eggs to identify that. Oh, where are they coming from? How far are they? How close are they to my trial?
You love eating raw pigeon.
Sure.
Right? And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, so he got that book from Amazon called the Raw Pigeon Book that I seeded in Amazon. Now I know how he got that. Or where they got the comment that said that you did what. And so you can have a whole organized list of things that you can send people on a whole route, and you can have an LLM work for 10, 15 minutes doing research on you and bring you everything, all the lies that you put in there. And then you'll be like, all right, I know exactly where they got all these lies, and I know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
You could even plant information in public databases and give them addresses that you purposely put in there just to see if they use the public database.
Exactly. Wow, that's phenomenal. And like you said, there's so many different ways that you can use AI for good, but then also for bad. And if we're headed down the cybersecurity conversation, I think that's phenomenal because if you wanted to do bad things, you can find information so much faster today. And like you said, have multiple different inputs and then connect the dots rapidly. Before, when you're working with like an agency, let's say, and they're investigating or they're trying to find something, they would have these boards and they would have multiple inputs and they'd have different teams that would just stovepipe these data into like compartmentalized information based on classifications. And then they wouldn't communicate with each other. But if you have a layer of AI, feed this to Gemini 3 like we were talking about earlier, and all of those pinpoints could be connected instantly, then you just get information so much faster, and the accuracy of that information is so much better too, because now conversing and like countering basically the concept that you mentioned of create these fake trails behind you. Now I see Gemini 3 coming back and saying, oh, this person, Sonic Cariel, yeah, he has these 3 fake trails, so avoid those. But here's his real identity, because that's tied to his electric bill, that's tied to his social security number, that's tied to the kids that he drives to school, and I've seen him on these cameras, and I see where his HOA is, and all these kinds of things. And they can kind of validate all of these things. Or, take a look at the picture behind me and be like, oh, that's the unit he was in. What patch is that, right? Let me look it up and then see who his friends are within that particular community. And then it's like mind-bogglingly scary how somebody can track exactly who you are.
You got to be really careful. There's a lot of different things that people can track in terms of like even the trees that are behind people in their photos. I've seen people do that, track that. I've seen people track buildings and you can upload a building to AI with Google Lens and you can tell it to identify the building. So my daughter got a snap from her friend. You know what Snap is?
Yeah, Snapchat.
So she's like, I need to know where my friend is. And she showed me the Snapchat. Show me where this thing is. So I took a picture of the snap with another phone. And then I went to Google Lens and I said, what building is this? And it showed me exactly where she was. How insane is that?
This is like, what was that movie with Will Smith a long time ago?
Inception?
No. Will Smith, a long time ago, where he was just caught up in this bad thing. The NSA was chasing him with all this amazing technology. Like he'd walk into a store and they just control the camera and rotate it and be like, he just dropped this package into somebody else's and let's go follow them and so on. So now, it's almost unimaginable how much AI is going to be involved. And like you said, you can have a completely fake persona online generating revenue for you. So you've essentially cloned yourself. You build this entire social media platform.
if you go right now to this website, 99hacks.club.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen or is that
No,
something?
I'm sharing my screen on LinkedIn. So if you want to see what I'm looking at, you can go to LinkedIn Live or YouTube Live or Facebook Live or Twitter Live.
That's so cool.
I'm basically on everything right now. You'll notice I have a website there. It says save time and get clients, right? Learn the hacks. That entire website was generated by AI. So I spent $5, bought a domain from GoDaddy, pushed their AI creator. I took this image that I got when I went to this LinkedIn meetup. I uploaded it. I went to Suno, downloaded. I made a video, a music file. I put it in on SoundCloud, and I uploaded it. And because they only allow you to attach SoundCloud to that builder, and so there's a song there that you could listen to. And then I added several videos. Those videos were created with HeyGen, HEYGEN. And I have 99 other amazing videos that are right there that you could watch. So if you scroll down just a little bit, you can play that song. That's right there. There's a song on top of the video. You see there's a song?
Right here.
So yeah, so that song was created by AI. Let's listen to it.
Scrolling through the feed, algorithms playing chess. 99 hacks, Joe Apfelbaum bless. Connections popping, got my DMs on fire. Optimize my profile, now I'm the one they hire.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh, that's so nice.
And then those are two
the
example
AI music
hacks.
right now is on fire. You know when artists sing, they have to take a breath because they're human. AI doesn't have to. And so they can stay on tempo so much better. And it just sounds so much nicer because you get this constant feed of information. It's like subliminal almost. And then when they take the same lyrics and they put it in a better tune, like I don't understand music too well, but there's like this
auto-tune, yeah.
Right? There's supposed to be a frequency that's supposed to be nicer to listen to. They put it there. That's amazing. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. So yeah, so we built a piece of technology that helps people be able to have an assistant on social media. And that assistant can help you with all the regular tasks that you need to be doing on a daily basis. So every day you need to write a post. Our assistant knows who you are and writes the post for you. Takes a second. You push a button, the post gets written. It gives you the ideas for what to post about. You can select the idea if you want, or you can have it just create the post. It also creates an image for you that you could use. So if you go on LinkedIn, you'll see my posts. I'm posting every single day on LinkedIn. I recommend everybody post on LinkedIn. But do you know why I picked LinkedIn as a platform that I focus on? Do you have any idea why?
Maybe your customers are there, business?
It's not because my customers are there. That's a good reason, but that's not the reason I chose LinkedIn. Can you guess another reason maybe why?
LinkedIn allows a lot of integrations. Maybe it's like a technology-based efficiency.
Actually, it allows less integrations than Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. It's actually much more locked down. The reason I chose LinkedIn is exactly why. The reason is exactly because of the things we spoke about earlier. When you go on Instagram, and I look at your Instagram, and I went to your website, I clicked on your Instagram, you have like very little activity, and there's zero information about you there. Do I see your first name there? No. Do I see your last name there? No. Do I see where you went to school, where you worked? Do I see who our mutual connections are? Do I see any information? I see nothing about you. I know nothing about you. I don't see your location. I see nothing.
It could be fake for now.
You
don't
could be,
even know.
and most Instagram accounts they say are bots. There are more bot Instagram account fake accounts than there are humans.
Like the whole X.com Twitter.
It's
fiasco.
so easy to create a fake account and create engagement on a fake account. It's so easy to, they have these farms with phones. You see them on the wall, and they have about 1,000 phones.
I have seen that.
And then those 1,000 phones are basically just automatically scrolling down and clicking and liking and clicking and liking and clicking and liking and clicking and liking and posting and liking and posting and liking and commenting and posting and liking. And that's basically all they do. And it's a farm of 1,000 accounts that are doing it. So if you want to manipulate something, you can manipulate something by using a farm, multiple farms, which each have 1,000 accounts on actual cell phones that have actual real cell phone numbers. And it's all managed from one device. You see one human being managing 1,000 accounts, and you're like, okay, everybody go like this post. And you see 1,000 phones go to that profile and like the post, and all of a sudden the algorithm throws it into the top, and there's 100,000 likes.
We did some pretty cool things in my past life, which remind me a lot of what you're talking about here.
So my point is, LinkedIn is a great platform where you can build real government ID verified connections with people, because the profiles have first name, last name, company name, title, where you worked before, what school you went to, mutual connections, recommendations, skills, and everything is verified with government ID. And so there's 1.2 billion people on there. Most of the accounts are not fake. They're real human beings. Versus Instagram and Facebook, most of the accounts are fake. Twitter, most of the accounts are fake. They're not real humans. So you have a real human, not a business. There's no business profiles. There's company pages, but they're not business profiles. You can't connect with a company page. But here's the main thing that I love about LinkedIn. If you want to get followers on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, you want to get followers on any of those platforms, it is hard. Why is it hard? Because someone needs to take an action to follow you. They need to go and follow you. They got to press follow. It's intentional. On LinkedIn, if I connect with you, you automatically follow me. So I can send out thousands of connection requests every single year. A percentage of the people will accept, and I will have thousands of followers on LinkedIn automatically, just from people accepting my connection request. Most people don't even know this. It's a hack. It's literally a hack. There's a hack that allows you to be able to get followers. Now, if you wanted 30,000 followers, why wouldn't you use LinkedIn to get your first 30,000 followers and then take those followers and push them to YouTube? Take those followers and push them to Instagram.
Here. So on the one hand, I want to kind of understand your thought process, because you're so heavily involved in AI and artificial intelligence. You're putting a lot of weight on the person you interact with being real, right? And then on the other side, it's like, well, you can create fake profiles, and you actually sell these fake profiles, and you have like fake music and all this kind of fake stuff. So it's like you can make money from the fake stuff, but you seem to be putting a lot of value on making sure you're working with a real person.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah, differentiate those.
Fake accounts don't pay you money.
They do.
No, the fake account is not going to pay you money. Fake account will get you exposure.
Okay, I see.
To real people.
Okay. Like so the physical act of paying. Okay.
Yeah, gotcha. The physical act of paying. Yeah, so if your monetization strategy is just getting views, you can make money off just getting views from bots. You could do that. You can get views from bots, and views make money, and you can make money off a faceless account, and you can play that game. That's not the game I'm in. I'm a consultant. So if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you're an entrepreneur, and you want to make real money, I'm not talking about making 10 cents from a view. I'm talking about making $10,000 from closing you're an accountant and you want a new client and they pay you $1,000 a month. or you're a CPA, you're a web designer, you're a graphic designer, you're an outsourced CFO, whatever you are, and you need real relationships with people, you don't go on Instagram and you get some random fake account to follow you. You're never going to turn that into a conversation. So my whole thing is, my whole competitive advantage is I teach you how to get real conversations with real people, but you use artificial intelligence to scale you.
Okay, very nice.
Because you don't have the time to write a post. You don't have the time to write a song. You don't have the time to do all this stuff. So use AI to help you do the stuff. But then when it comes to having a real conversation with someone, really get on the phone with them. They're real. So I can, if I shared my screen and I turned on my dialer, I could just attack it right now and just start getting on the phone with people.
Exactly. You know what I've learned is humans are naturally lazy, I guess. Maybe not the right word. It's a little derogatory, but we're going to find the most efficient path to a success, right? At the end of the tunnel. And before it was like, okay, you have to work really hard in the field. Let's say you have to dig, physical labor, sweat a lot, and then you grow some plants and then you can sell them. Well, as technology increased, we have become like lazier and lazier. Like, it's like we want the solution quicker and quicker. So even now that, what I'm hearing you explain, like you press a button and it can post for you. You pay Joe and then he builds this online presence for you automatically. Then it's like the next form of lazy. It's like, yeah, Joe, but I don't want to go press a button every day, right? Like, no, I don't want to come up with ideas, Joe. Like, I don't want to even talk to AI. I just want to pay somebody. And then it just makes me money.
100%. So that's what we're doing next year, beginning of the year. What we're going to do is we're going to start creating these agents that will get to know your brand DNA, and then will automatically just be posting for you every day. You won't have to do anything. It'll just go off and schedule a post for the rest of the year. Everything is done. It's all sitting there in your account, ready to be posted, created, and listens to your conversations that you have with people, joins your Zoom, and helps you with all the different things that you need to be doing for you. You don't even have to do anything. It organizes everything. It organizes your email. It organizes your communication. It calls people for you. It's going to do everything. I want a real agent that will work with you and support you in your goals. And all you have to do is collect the money.
And what Joe is saying is like 100% real, right? This is not hyperbole, because there's technology, disparate technology, that's increasing every single day, the level of ability.
Have you heard of Bordy?
Bordy? No.
Okay, so there's an AI that I have a relationship with.
Okay.
I got divorced recently, so I have relationships with many AIs. So there's an app called Bordy that basically calls me every week. Every single week it calls me. And it asks me, who do you want to meet? It knows 100,000 people. It has relationships with 100,000 people that it does this with. And it's basically a RAG database. And every phone number that it calls, it knows who the person is. It connects with them on LinkedIn. It WhatsApps them, whatever. And it keeps a history of its conversations. And then every single time it calls and it speaks to it, it logs a note in the database. And it keeps track of what I told it. So I said, hey, listen, I'm going to a conference. I want to meet. I'm going traveling to this place. Could you introduce me to 2 people in this place that I can network with and build relationships? And then it goes and it sends you a WhatsApp with their cell phones and their LinkedIns. And it even reaches out to them and says, hey, Joe's going to be in your city. Do you want to meet with him? I'm his assistant, Bordy. And then it basically just does it. It makes the intro. And I have built a tremendous relationships from people that Bordy connected me with.
So you're building your own Bordy now, right? That's like
I'm building a technology. So what I'm doing is I'm first getting clients with the technology that's stable and works right now. And that kind of works, but it's not perfect. But it's like 90% there, and it's only going to get better from here. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to be layering on agents to the assistant. So right now we have an assistant. Okay, the assistant is called Evie AI. Right now, the assistant sits on the side of your browser and it helps you. It looks at a post. You don't know what to write. It generates the comment for you. If you like it, you hit post. Eventually, it'll just show you the posts and comment for you. It won't even have to do any of that. It'll just kind of do it all for you. I don't know that people will ever be comfortable with that. I think people will be comfortable with the AI drafting posts and then scheduling them into the future. And then they check to see if they like it or not like it. And if they don't like it, they can say, I don't like it.
I think you're right. There has to be some parameters there, like some checks and balances. But if somebody is literally launching, like, let's say that AI music social account, come up with the latest, hottest trends, download the lyrics, change them out so I don't get sued, update the lyrics, the tone, and then I want to post it on social media. And then I want to promote the heck out of that. And I want heavy AI to like just come up with all sorts of salesy tactics to get people to go watch my videos
But
and increase subscriber count.
here's where the rubber hits the road. The rubber hits the road with real relationships. So if me and you meet and we have a relationship and we do a selfie, and then I feed that selfie to the AI and I tell the AI the context of our relationship and I give it all these intimate details about the stuff that we spoke about. Now the AI knows things that only I would know. And now the AI sends you a message every single year at the anniversary of your mother's death from my text message, coming from me and saying, by the way, I was thinking about what we spoke about when we met on the cruise last January. And I just want to say, I'll never forget the day that your mother died. And I will message you every year with a poem because I know your mother loved poems.
Okay,
Holy shit.
You know what?
Holy shit.
Okay, I have to be, this is really, really, really fun, by the way. So I love that you're throwing these things out there. You're like so advanced AI. This is phenomenal. And I love riffing back and forth, for good and bad. And so I want to take the ideas that you're coming up with, figure out how to turn them into businesses, give them to my community. I absolutely love you coming to chat with everybody.
I want to speak with the people so that I can show them how to use LinkedIn. That's really the key, because I'll tell you why LinkedIn is the key for everybody, because it has real data. So if I just look at you on Instagram, I know nothing about you. If I take your real data from LinkedIn, I can build a real relationship that turns into that $500 a month thing that you're going to, no one spends $500 a month just from clicking on an ad or just from like randomly interact. They'll spend on an OnlyFans maybe $10 a month or $5.
Yeah.
Not $500 a month.
I wouldn't know.
$500 a month you spend on a relationship. You have a conversation with the person, you speak to them, and it turns into $500 a month or $5,000 a month. Or I have clients that pay me $20,000 a month. You know what I mean? So like if you want those types of accounts, you got to find real people that have real businesses and have real relationships and conversations. If you're not looking just to make $5 off selling a template, I could sell $5 templates all day. I have prompts that I sell. I have prompt packs that I have ads. It costs me $2 for the ad. It's $5 the person pays. So I'm getting leads that are making me more money on the leads than what it cost me on the ads.
Exactly.
And it's just a prompt pack that Claude created. You know what I mean? So I came up with the idea for the prompt and organized it and made it nice and everything, and then I made the ad for it and I delivered it. So I'm delivering a service, but people would pay $5 for a prompt pack. You know what I mean? You're an accountant. You need 100 prompts for an accountant. You're a real estate agent. You need 100 prompts for a real estate agent. I'll run an ad. We have to know how to run ads in a way that it will cost you less than whatever, because you'll lose a lot of money very quickly. And sometimes it stops working and you got to tweak it and you got to get someone on it. But even if I sell a $5 product for $2, okay, it cost me $5, but I sold it for $2, it's still valuable for me. Even if, here, listen to this, because I have a marketing agency for 17 years, I have a lot of data. If it cost me $100 to sell you a $5 product, it's still worth it to me.
Because of the lifetime value of the customer?
Because I have your credit card. And if I have your credit card and your cell phone number, and I know who you are with your LinkedIn account, and I pick up the phone and I learn everything about you before I pick up the phone, and then I pick up the phone and I know what your problem is, and I have a conversation with you and say, oh my God, thank you for spending $2 on that thing. Did you know it cost me $100 to get you to spend the $2? You're like, oh my God, this $2 thing is worth literally $1,000. I was like, what if I showed you something that's worth $100,000 and I gave it to you for just $50?
Beautiful. And now your customer acquisition cost is $98 to sell a $100,000 product.
And they're like, holy shit, really? You can provide that? Let's get on my Zoom. Let's talk. And now we have an hour conversation. And by the end of that hour conversation, they're spending $2,000 a week with me because I know who they are.
You've been doing marketing for 17 years.
I had my agency for 17 years. I started web design when I was 20. Like 10 years before that, I started doing web design for people for fun. I love reverse engineering stuff. That's my favorite.
You don't look
a
day over 35, just so you know.
Well,
so
most
the math is not adding up.
When I got divorced, I lost 15 years. Meaning I gained 15 years. Meaning I looked 15 years younger.
Thinking. Yeah, you just got younger. I'm like, what?
And by the way, I had one meal in the past 72 hours. So I don't really eat a lot.
Is that like intermittent fasting? Are we going down the health path?
Yeah, fasting, like full on fasting.
It's like legit fasting too, because I know I'll do like intermittent sometimes, which is like 18 hours or whatever it is,
What's the longest you've ever fasted?
18.
Most people don't know that really what you need is water. Water.
Just water, right? So
And
it's like a
salt.
water
You
fast
need
for
salt.
72 hours?
You need salt. Yeah, you need water and salt.
Water and salt, so you supplement it. Okay. I have heard like after 5 days, you go into like this area where you're actually killing cancer cells.
After 2 days.
Just 2 days? Is that what they call like
Autophagy.
extreme keto or whatever, like next level keto?
No, it's just autophagy. It's not, you're in ketosis. So within 24 hours, your body starts realizing that, like, holy shit, I'm not getting any more glucose. Like, I'm not getting any more of this stuff. So what I need to do is I need to start turning the fat cells into energy. So your body can either work off sugar or it can work off fat. One or the other. It can't do both. Your liver can't process both. So you need to process one or the other. If you're on sugar, that's why you go crazy. If you're on sugar and you don't take sugar, you start going nuts. Why? Because those carbs are wanting you to get more carbs, and your brain starts thinking to itself, the body hasn't caught up yet with this shift. And sometimes the shift for really happen, you got to stop it for 2 weeks, because your body takes time for it to kind of replicate and get to a good place. So if you're used to eating sugar and you're eating a lot of bread, sugar, corn, pasta, rice, potatoes, like all the things that are high in the glycemic index, and you have spiked insulin, your body's going to crave that, and the trillions of bacteria you have in your body are going to start controlling your mind and making you hangry, as they call it.
That's right.
And making you behave badly and giving you headaches and all that stuff. So if you cleanse yourself from eating sugars and you focus on just fats, like you go on the sardine diet where you just eat sardines every day, what ends up happening is you get into ketosis. And when you get into ketosis, your body starts literally eating the fat, turning the fat into energy. And when you're eating the fat into energy, there's no reason why you need all this extra fat in your body. You don't need it. You don't need all this fat. This fat is there for you to fast. It used to be that we would have fasting, feast, and famine. Feast and famine. That's how our bodies adapted. So we're supposed to have famines. This is normal. We're supposed to, but the problem is we have food where all you can eat buffet 24/7. And that's why many of us are getting sick. And also we're eating seed oils, we're eating pesticides, we're eating all the things that just don't have any minerals. So we demineralize our body. Your body's starting to get minerals from the bones. You end up getting osteoporosis. We end up putting a bunch of stuff into our body that ends up becoming cancers and cancer cells, because the body's protecting you from all these bad things that it doesn't know what to do with. You're also not moving your body enough, so your lymph fluid is not moving around. Get a vibration plate. You know what a vibration plate is? You stand on it, it vibrates your whole body, and it cleanses you.
Yeah, we have one.
Or go for a 1 hour walk every day, or jump on a trampoline every day, and then watch how you feel after that. Get into a place where you're working yourself out. And by the way, a lot of people don't know that isometric workouts are more powerful than pushing yourself. All you got to do is just hang and then let go slowly and watch what happens to your muscles. Your muscles tear much faster that way, and you get muscle growth is much faster with isometric holds. So people are doing things unstrategically. They're eating the wrong foods. They're eating way too often, and they don't realize why they're not feeling high energy. I wrote a book called High Energy Secrets. I wrote a book called High Energy Marketing, High Energy Purpose, High Energy Networking, and now I'm coming out with a book called High Energy Prompting: How to Prompt and Get Anything You Want in Life. And so I'm very.
You
that's
should
what
come
I'm
up
very
with like
excited
a energy drink as well.
It's called water. I'm gonna have an energy drink called water.
But then label it something, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it high
water.
energy water with a little
High
salt
energy,
in it.
like the Space Jam thing, right?
Yeah,
like the magic
high energy water. Good idea. I'm gonna see if highenergywater.com is available. It's probably not, but if it's available, I'm buying the domain.
You know what somebody found? 67water.com.
Ooh,
What do you think about that one, right?
that's very
just-
popular.
Just jump on this trail, like whatever the fat is, ride it till it's burned to the ground,
Yeah,
and then move on to something else.
I love that. I love
Anyway,
that.
this has been phenomenal, Joe. I got to end it here.
Yeah.
I'll definitely invite you to the school community, please. I know people are dying to work with you. We'll put all of your information in the description, but where can people find you? What should they go do?
Yeah, it's really easy. If you send the word demo to 973-841-8868, we will send you a text message with a demonstration video of Evie AI. Just send the word demo to 973-841-8868, and you will get a demo of Evie AI. If you send the word roast to 973-841-8868, we will roast your LinkedIn profile. We'll just ask you for it.
Yes.
And if you send the word bundle to 98418, we'll send you information about our bundle. If you want to find me, one of my LinkedIn hacks is to buy a domain from GoDaddy that forwards to your LinkedIn profile. My domain is joelinkedin.com. Why? Because it's easy to remember Joe, J-O-E, and it's easy to remember LinkedIn, and I'm the LinkedIn daddy. So if you go to joelinkedin.com, it'll show next to my verification, it's verified that I'm the LinkedIn daddy by LinkedIn. So go to joelinkedin.com, check it out now if you want. Go to joelinkedin.com and you'll see that I'm the verified daddy on LinkedIn. I'm the LinkedIn daddy. So go to joelinkedin.com or text the word demo to 973-841-8868 and we'll send you a demo to your cell.
I am loving this marketing. I've like overdosed. I'm so excited. Usually it's just like me kind of like, come on, like let's talk about marketing. And you're over here like the ninja of marketing, which is amazing. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate your time. Looking forward to working with you here in the very near future.
Awesome. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Boom.